la la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Why is it always the same old story? Why ask why? Try a less filling beer with a lot more taste. Bud Dry. When it comes to a great beer, we wrote the book.
Had a Platinum plug in there, great performance. Next weekend, I had the split fires in there. Amazing difference. I couldn't believe it.
More complete combustion.
I use the lower octane now. It seems like it runs like I had the premium in there.
5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs.
I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
America is talking about Splitfire.
I feel like I have more power. I feel like I have a new engine.
Splitfire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
It saves me $2 or $3 a week.
I went from probably 300 miles on a full tank to almost 400.
I love them.
I'm saving at least $3 to $4 a week.
Splitfire. At $5.99, it only costs more till you use it.
I'm going to stay with Splitfire forever.
Get guaranteed Splitfire savings at leading automotive stores from coast to coast.
What's my day like? The sun comes up and my calls start coming. You want help calling overseas? I'm right here. Your kid needs to call you collect from camp. You need someone who speaks your language? I can help. Now, if you want to trade casserole recipes, my husband is the cook. By sundown, I've helped some people out. And if I'm lucky, there's a casserole waiting on the table.
The iPlan with a smile. AT&T operators. When it's this greasy, you need a more powerful cleaner degreaser. Castrol Super Clean solubilizes grease on contact, neutralizing its ability to stick. So if it won't come clean with Super Clean, it won't come clean.
Welcome back. We are tied 2-2. John Saunders along with Jim Schoenfeld. When we started this series, Doug Gilmour and Wayne Gretzky were 1-2, with Gretzky being number 1 in the scoring. Gilmour has pulled ahead now. Gretzky's been standing in neutral.
Well, up to this point in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Gretzky was the best player of all the players. But, oh, what a job the Toronto Maple Leafs have done of shutting him down. You'll see right here, Wayne's going to set up behind the net. He likes to make camp there, but Sylvain Lefebvre rifles him to the ice. A big hit by the Toronto defenders. No respect at all for Wayne in this series. Here's Gretzky, generally very dangerous here. He's going to try to force a pass through in the power play. Wayne doesn't normally make that mistake. The Leafs knock it down. They get themselves out of trouble. Now here he is with a good head of steam. Good head of steam. He's usually gone, but he's caught by Dave Ellett. He was caught earlier in the game by the same number 4 of the Maple Leafs. And here he's coming with a weak backhand pass. Gretzky's passes usually find the mark, and that one did not. A lot of his passes have been missing the mark. Now, I don't know whether he's hurt or not, but this I do know. He has yet to get his game on track in the series.
Well, he did have a rib injury, and sometimes that can also cut down on your wins, so maybe that's affecting him as well. A reminder, now tomorrow night, we go back to the Wales Conference, the New York Islanders and Montreal Canadiens. This one shifting to the island as Montreal has a 2-0 lead, and from the island with a preview, it's our Al Morganti.
Well, John, it was a relatively quiet day here at the Nassau Coliseum. The teams didn't get into Long Island until almost 3 a.m. following that double overtime game in Montreal in the second game of the series. What the Islanders have to guard against now is getting down on themselves, having lost those first 2 games. They should get some help in that department because both Travis Green and maybe Marty McGuinness will be back for Game 3. But the real job will be convincing themselves that they can still win this series.
I would be more concerned if we felt we had played our best hockey and lost. We're a team that was in Montreal and I don't think came close to playing to the level that we're capable of. And so we're upset with the 2 losses, but it's not like we've played our best and they've played their best and we've lost.
If the Islanders are going to be successful in coming back in this series, they're going to have to do the same things that got them through the first 2 rounds against Washington and Pittsburgh. They're going to have to play a hard-hitting game and get some helps from some veterans that are coming back to the lineup.
Well, we're going to play physical, but we want to play smart. We don't want to do stupid things or anything like that. We want to play a tough physical game, but also a very smart, disciplined game.
It is a really important game. You know, if we lose, it's 3-0, so we can't really afford to lose. We got to come out really strong and win that one, and it's a must-win. We have to win that one, and it won't be easy for sure. And Montreal's got a good team, and they prove it, and they did pretty well the last 2 games. But we have to step up a notch and then, you know, do well.
The Islanders' biggest problem may not be how they play. They're facing a team that's on top of its game. Having won their last 10, Montreal may be a club that can't be beaten.
I think what the Montreal Canadiens have done throughout these playoffs is togetherness is so important, and we found a way to win games. And anytime you win 6 out of 7 games in overtime, that's what I call a team that knows how to win right now.
So we'll have to wait until tomorrow night to see whether the Islanders come back and make a real series of this, or if the Montreal Canadiens become the 3rd team in NHL history to win 11 consecutive Stanley Cup games. Back to you at the studio.
All right, Al, thanks a lot. We'll find out tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time from the Nassau County Coliseum. The Islanders and Ray Ferraro trying to get on track against the Habs.
My stride is not good. Long-distance runners are supposed to run on their heels. I never should have set those 3 world records.
Here comes Jim, in for a pit.
Jim, backyard's next.
Hey, no duels. Non-alcohol, 70 calories, perfect. After all, the competition is pretty stiff out here.
When you want the refreshing taste of beer without the alcohol, think O'Doul's. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
Here it comes, the ultimate baseball trip from ESPN. All the ball. Win a VIP trip to the All-Star Game and festivities beginning Sunday. Watch for details of ESPN's All the Ball Stars contest, presented by Schwab Superstick.
No surprise that we're tied at 2 apiece. It's been that type of year in the playoffs. 22 games have gone to overtime. That's a Stanley Cup record. 6 have gone to double overtime. Also a Stanley Cup record. And what's more exciting than overtime?
Well, you talk about excitement, you talk about overtime. We had a gem of a game last night in the Montreal Forum. If you couldn't see it, folks, we're going to roll it for you one more time. Absolutely brilliant goaltending, but these 2 guys can do lots more than stop the puck. Here's a clearing play by the Islanders. Patrick Waugh alertly realizes they're on a line change, so he rifles it up to the neutral zone, and there's Dion. He makes a great pass to Stéphane Lebeau, who finishes it off between the legs of Glenn Healy. The puck's coming down here. Healy's going to bypass both of his defensemen right there. Why? Because Steve Thomas is circling in the neutral zone. There's the pass to Thomas. He eludes Savard, and he gets all of himself behind this one right through the legs of Patrick Waugh. Goaltenders do it all. I wonder if they're going for the point race in these playoffs.
Yeah, both of them with an assist in that one. Ironic in a game when both of them saved the day countless times. All right, back to our game in just a moment. It's tied 2-2, and it's getting physical out there. Ask Millen and Zezel, who went at it. It'll be a power play for the Kings when they return to the 3rd period. More to...
Monroe introduces road sensing technology. A new breed of Monroe shocks and struts that give you added control. New road sensing shocks and struts, only by Monroe. Designed to adjust automatically to give you added control without sacrificing comfort. Now, comfort and control are automatic. New road sensing technology, only by Monroe.
When life turns up the heat,
Can they start the wedding without me?
this shouldn't take long, honey. Nothing protects you like Degree antiperspirant. It's body heat activated to release extra protection. Degree, your body heat turns it on.
For a long-term relationship with your car, treat your engine with Slick 50 engine formula. It helps protect against wear in engines just like yours. Slick 50, for care that just keeps going.
This summer offer is brought to you by Pepsi. Empty 5 ice-cold bottles, save the caps, and get $10 off Reebok footwear and apparel. Just like the big guy wears.
Only 4 more to go.
Tomorrow, the NHL is playing for keeps.
The Wales Conference Championship continues tomorrow night live on ESPN.
Back to the hockey game in just a moment. First, some baseball news. The New York Mets are losing tonight 4-1. The game is in the 8th inning. It may be the last game for Jeff Torborg. The word is there's a press conference called for 1/2 hour after the game ends, and speculation is that Jeff Torborg will be fired. Meanwhile, more baseball, and they'll give you the update on that throughout this game as the Reds face the Dodgers. That one comes up following our Stanley Cup game from the Campbell Conference. Back to that in
Don't miss the first event on the PBA Summer Tour, the Columbia 300 Open. The world's top bowlers will be there, and so should you. Saturday afternoon at 12:30 Eastern, live on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural. Proud to be your Bud. By Visa, honored at over 6 million more places than American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Performax from Pennzoil, the new synthetic motor oil that protects to the max.
In Game 1, the third period belonged to the Toronto Maple Leafs. What will be the story tonight at a tie hockey game at 2? There's no doubt about it, John Davidson. The best scoring chance in the second period belonged to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
The score tied at 2. The Leafs move into the zone, but there's only 2 Leafs moving into the offensive zone. You wonder how offense can happen when you've got 5 dark jerseys surrounding them. But it does happen. The puck is brought in. The Kings back up. Good coverage so far. Now, if we stop it there, you see man-on-man fine. Man-on-man fine. This guy's going to go over here and take him out. Perfect. But watch the guy coming deep. That's Borshevsky. He'll move in, get the puck, and if you stop it there, you see how wide open the net is. He has the puck, and these 2 guys, one of them should have been back. He wasn't back. Borshevsky hits the goalpost. We stay at 2, and as we start the third period, it's a power play chance for Los Angeles. Again, this is how close Borshevsky came to scoring. Wide open net. Goes to the forehand and hits the goalpost. The puck flipped up just a little bit. You see Kelly Hrudey was down and out. The Kings got a break.
Now remember, Wendell Clark took that penalty at the end of the second period. He gets 2 minutes for roughing at 20 minutes of the second period. Rather charging, 2 minutes for charging at 20 minutes of the second period. So the LA Kings open up on the power play, and this is important, John, because remember, in game one, it was also tied at 1 at that time. And Toronto owned the third period to the tune of 22-1 in shots on goal for Pat Bernstein.
And Pat Burns starts this third period with his #1 penalty killer, Peter Zezel, along with Bill Berg on the ice. The Kings are 1 for 6. What's interesting about the 1 is it was the Granato, Millen, Donnelly line that scored. Now, as we start the power play, here it's Gretzky's line on the ice. Barry Melrose would love to see some good offensive play from his power play led by Gretzky.
Kings 1 for 6 tonight on the power play, 1 for 9 in the series, and only 12 of 82 for the playoffs. Bill Berg shorthanded into the Kings zone, gets around Robbie Blake. Looking for someone to center, but nobody there, so he'll rag it behind the net, and Hrudey has to go get it. That's used up 30 seconds of the power play time. This is very important. The Kings, every second it takes them to get out of their own zone is one less they can attack Toronto. Zhitnik loses an edge and falls down. And Toronto almost had a 2-on-1 with Gilmore and Osborne. Blake behind his own net. Robitaille.
Melrose wants that line on the ice now.
Yeah. Millen was in offside. If Granato touches, he does. And 1 minute 1 second left to go on the penalty to Wendell Clark. Faceoff will be outside the Toronto zone. Well, the two dominant personalities coming into this series, Wayne Gretzky and Doug Gilmour. Gilmour won the first game, hands down. What's happened tonight?
Ice time, Gilmour, every playoff game through the first 60 minutes is right around 28-30 minutes of playing time. Shots, you see, and the offense really hasn't been there from Doug Gilmour in this game. I think that he's played fairly well when he's kept focused, but he's been knocked out of focus a number of times in this game, and I think it transcends, that feeling is transcended to Gilmour's teammates, and they've taken some penalties and things. Gretzky's not gotten on track offensively, and now the other unit is on the ice for Los Angeles. But again, Gilmour's got to play focused, not worry about what the Kings are trying to do. I think they've gotten to him for the first time in the series in this game.
Mike Donnelly pinching in on the left wing, can't control it, and the Leafs clear the zone again. Hrudey comes out of his net, and Osborne is forechecking. Kings give it away to Osborne, a shot, and Hrudey has to make a save. It was 1-on-3. Osborne again to Gilmour, and his pass is just wide. The Kings being very, very careless in their own zone. Sometimes that's the way they play, though. Back the other way, Donnelly shoots. Potvin the save, and Koharski blows the whistle.
Dave Ellett went flying in the goal net, and you see how he's injured. The net did not come off the mooring. Corey Millen will be given a penalty. He turned around and punched somebody, or attempted to at least. A goal-scoring chance by Los Angeles, and no goal. Potvin was there. Now, watch here as Mark Osborne gets a shot shorthanded. Now Osborne will get the puck back and try and feed Gilmour, but the pass doesn't work. Toronto has yet to score a shorthanded goal in the playoffs here in 1993. Potvin makes a save, doesn't know where it is. Now Ellett will be hit from behind there by Corey Millen, and Ellett was very slow getting up and out of the net. It's a cross-checking call. I thought Millen got the puck after that for throwing a punch at someone. I was wrong. It was for knocking Ellett into the goal net.
Bad time for Corey Millen from his standpoint to be taking a penalty. We've seen players on both sides really lose their focus in taking what are called bad penalties in this game.
Offensive zone penalties in particular, Tom. Neutral zone penalties, the hit by Clark. Granato, this one here, you're absolutely right.
Wayne Gretzky's back on as the Kings and Leafs will go out at 4-on-4 for the next 25 seconds, and Wendell Clark will step out and give Toronto a power play. This is McSorley at the left point, winds up, and it's wide to the glove side, well wide. Honey tries to keep it in. Bill Berg, a real workman-like performer, very steady for the Leafs all throughout the playoffs. Doesn't score a lot, but you got to have a Bill Berg or two on your team if you're going to be successful.
Even or plus, which is real good even strength play in 13 of the first 15 playoff games. And for a worker and a penalty killer and a checker, those are great numbers.
Well, Wendell Clark steps out of the penalty box. 1:28 still left on the penalty to Millen, so the Maple Leafs are on the power play. That's the good news. The bad news for Toronto, the faceoff coming back in their zone.
wonder if Billy Burke thinks about the other series at all. Remember, he was an Islander. Got picked up by Toronto. And another good move by Cliff Fletcher. And it's obviously worked out for the Islanders as their team has done so well. But Berg has really played an important role. Physically, a very strong guy. Quiet as far as the mood goes. And done well. Very well.
So the Maple Leafs back on the power play as Pat Burns looks on, resplendent in a lovely tie and navy blue suit.
Resplendent?
Well, he must have been watching the NBA playoffs. How those coaches dress. It's a little bit better than the Daffy Duck thing he had on the other night.
Pat Burns really trying to get his the spirits of his team lifted a little bit. Their conditioning is exceptional. He pushed his players all season long in practice, and it paid off in a lot of third periods in the playoffs. Will it pay off here?
Gilmore on the right wing to Gill. Mironov along with Andrew Chuck and Clark. That's the power play unit for Toronto. A minute 12 left to go on the man advantage. Gill, Mironov, cross over to Gilmore. Couldn't gain control, so he has to give it up to Gill. Gill's shot is blocked, and the Kings clear the zone. Gretzky sends it down the ice, and Los Angeles get a line change. Under a minute to go now, the penalty to Corey Millen. 2-2 hockey game, 17:15 left, regulation time. Huddy wheels and gets it back into the Toronto zone. Todd Gill behind his own net. Almost had the pass intercepted there by Conacher in the Toronto zone. Gilmore with it at center. Mironov, the Leafs are in onside. Clark, centering pass, cut off at the pass. The Kings try and clear. Andrechuk without a helmet intercepts it. Gilmore goes in the corner with guess who? McSorley. Andrechuk tries to use his reach, but Conacher will clear. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Corey Millen.
Good penalty kill for Conacher and Taylor, who haven't seen much ice at even strength, but they get the job done penalty killing.
Clark and Gilmore into the Kings zone. Wendell Clark driven behind the net. Robbie Blake tries to clear it, and can he do so? No. But a whistle as the penalty expires to Corey Millen. The puck went out of play. So the Kings kill off that shorthanded situation. Each team has been shorthanded here in the third period. And neither team has been successful on the power play. It remains tied at 2 in Toronto.
The best defense is not to offend. Thus, introducing the new Right Guard Sports Stick. Now with a time-release formula for longer-lasting protection against hostile odor all day. For protection that endures.
If you can dream it, the Rebel can do it. Now, EOS Rebel from Canon has more power to create images, not just snapshots.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
This is your world, genuine and true. You're the one who keeps coming through, 'cause you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
All you Penguin fans watching tonight, yes, Elvis has left the building. He's here in Toronto, and Marty McSorley, he's not saying happy birthday to you. It was Marty's birthday, we understand, yesterday.
29 years of age yesterday. He was the center of attention, you can say that. I think that was Mike Lang. I'm convinced that was Mike Lang. With the wig on, holding up that sign.
Stretch my back with a hacksaw. I think you're right.
Mike Lang does play-by-play for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and a fine job.
Gary Curry also had a birthday yesterday for the Kings. All right, play back on. 5 aside. Glenn Anderson. Foligno just missing to the stick side. Oh, Mike Foligno with a great deflection effort for Toronto. Remember, the third period is where the tide turned in game 1, and Toronto trying to put the pressure on here.
And it was done mostly by forechecking, and the Leafs have not had that in this game for many shifts, especially 1 or 2, 3 in a row. It just hasn't happened. And these big grinders here, like Krushelnyski and Foligno, they forecheck.
Mike Donnelly's got somebody open. That somebody is Zhitnik. He's at a bad angle and hits the back of the net. And here comes Toronto's Jamie McCown. Gets by Granato. Pass at center, complete to Anderson. Anderson onside with Krushelnyski. Oh, Foligno with a one-handed effort. He still has the puck. Mike Foligno playing like a whirling dervish, but Granato takes it away from him. Granato pulls up, and the play offside. Mike Donnelly on the right wing, proceeding the puck into the zone with 15:25 left in the third period. Mike Foligno really maintaining his balance and almost untied this game.
He plays like he's 21 years of age. I mean, he's gotten back and knows that he has a chance at winning a championship. So you never know what to expect from Foligno every shift. This time he drove to the net, made people haul him down, hoping a penalty will be drawn. And he has really fit in. Pat Burns told his players, especially the older ones like Mike Foligno, it's your chance of a lifetime. Not only to make the playoffs, not only to win a round, but maybe win a Stanley Cup. And he is one of the players who has really responded.
And a genuinely nice man, very cooperative with the media, but just a nice person. And you would be happy for a Mike Foligno if he got his name on the Stanley Cup. Here come the Leafs out of their own zone. 15-10 to go. 2-2 hockey game. Gill around the boards. Berg pinching in for Toronto. Sador gets it up to Curry for the Kings. Gary Curry tries to get by Lefebvre. Weak backhand. The save made by Potvin. Sampson couldn't get there for the rebound. Offside waved off as Gill touches up behind his own net. And a rhythmic chant from the crowd here at the Maple Leaf Gardens. This is McSorley. Tim Waters. He'll dump in, and the Kings go for a line change. Bob Rouse up to Ellis. You can sense the tension in the air.
You really can.
This crowd doesn't know what's going to happen.
Both teams trying to play smart. Shuchuk gets a shift now. We'll see if he throws the body like he did earlier in the game when he had a shift.
Gilmore's in there. Coming out with it, Marty McSorley for Los Angeles. He's got Shuchuk on the right wing. Ellett lines Shuchuk up, but he avoided the heavy part of the hit. Shuchuk still on his feet. Ellett takes him into the boards. Shuchuk takes a licking, and he's up again. Gilmore. Rouse hits Wendell Clark at center. Clark trying to get around Zhitnik. Wendell Clark. Zhitnik takes him behind the net. Wraps him up. But Clark retains possession. Gilmore looking to center. Nobody there. Gilmore back to McCall. This is Todd Gill. The shot. Deflected in front and wide. Rudy never saw that after it was deflected. Warren Reichel the other way. Jimmy Carson onside. The shot. Pop by the save. Reichel sliding to the corner. Couldn't get a stick on.
Andrechuk was caught by the stick of Carson. He went down and is hurting. Carson hooked him from behind. Andrechuk dropped. Now he's up going to the bench. No call.
Well, it's a tie game in a Stanley Cup playoff game, third period. It's going to take what they call a good penalty now to draw a whistle from Don Koharski, no matter what side. On a loose play at the L.A. blue line. Here come the Kings, 2-on-1. Blake and Conacher. Blake the shot. Putt on the save. Can he cover the rebound? A whistle? No whistle. I was mistaken. I thought I heard a whistle. Must have been in the crowd. Back we come the other way. Glenn Anderson. Anderson to Borshevsky. Borshevsky can't control the rolling clock. 12:35 to go. Regulation time. Krushelnyski almost got his long arms on one. Jimmy Carson back to center. Jamie McCown dumps one in on Kelly Rudy. The goaltenders have both played well tonight. Not spectacular, but they haven't needed to be spectacular very often.
He very seldom gets second shots on Potvin because he covers up so well and controls the puck so well.
Bird gives it away to Granato. Donnelly into the corner. Rouse him off the puck. Zezel and Millencline. And here comes Toronto. This is the up and down game that the Kings say they like to play. Let's see if Toronto can beat them. Rouse the drive. It's wide to the stick side. Puck comes all the way down where Felix Potvin leaves it for Todd Gill. Millen cut between Potvin on the goal to make the check. That little guy has no fear. Shuchuk almost had it taken away by Zezer. Now dumps it into the Toronto zone. Todd Gill behind his net. Shuchuk there to bother him.
Again, the only line that Barry Melrose has kept together is the Corey Millen line. Everybody else is like Lotto 649.
Penalty going to be called here by Don Koharski. Penalty on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The LA Kings will be on the power play when we return.
See, Rouse dragged the man down because the puck has moved in. Effective forechecking led to Bob Rouse getting called, and the Kings have the power play.
Critical in a 2-2 game with 11:20 to go. Regulation time as Potvin hangs on. Rouse gets 2 minutes for holding. That's the official call. Let's take a look at the Budweiser Stanley Cup summary now from Maple Leaf Gardens. As Felix Potvin levers up what he hopes won't be a barrage of shots. Montreal tying the record for most OT wins in 1 year, 6. While the Canadiens alone, 71% of the teams who win the first game of the semis go on to the Stanley Cup Finals. That would make Toronto and Montreal happy. Gilmore, Toronto leading the playoffs with 27 points. Of course, that's Doug Gilmore to you. Number 93.
His 5 points in 5 periods going into this period. In the series, Gretzky has 1, but his team's on the power play.
Leafs clear the zone. Zenzel pinching in, but Rudy avoids Peter Zenzel. 1:42 still left in the man advantage. Zhitnik takes a hard hit from Bill Berg, and the fans love it. Now Berg has it, but it's offside.
Bill Berg's been great, hasn't he? And he has really finished his checks. The hits like that, you're the casual fan, it's just a body check. But listen to the building. It gets everybody fired up, especially when the home team player gets it done. A good hit on Zhitnik. Zhitnik carrying the puck to Berg. And open ice, a solid, hard, clean hit that stops the flow of the power play. Almost knocks the helmet off of Bill Berg himself when he moves in for the hit. Look at his helmet. Man, big open ice hit. You don't see it often, but that's getting the job done. It's a thankless job at times, but the fans here certainly realize that Bill Berg's been an important cog in the penalty-killing unit for Toronto.
Well, Dave Andreychuk isn't back on the ice. Hasn't been for a while. Let's take a look at maybe he got a bump or a bruise here.
There. He turned his stick over. Carson did. Blade facing down, and he wrapped the stick over the right arm of Andreychuk, who immediately felt pain, dropped to his side, very slow in getting up, and then went off the ice. No penalty called on the play.
Gretzky and Gilmore on the face-off. Well, a minute 35 to go. The penalty to Toronto's Bob Rouse. 2-2 game. Robitaille wins the draw, takes the shot, and the save by Potvin. One of the few shots that Luc Robitaille has in the first 2 games of the series. Kings would love to get him on track. Gretzky in the corner. The first shot of the series, we understand, by Robitaille. And we're almost to the end of game number 2. Oh, the clearing pass hits Osborne in the back, but Gilmore has it at center. But Gilmore carries in. Will he just dump it? Yeah, he'll dump it. Take some more time off the clock. As McSorley was on his back. Minute 3 left to go, and the man advantage for the Kings. McSorley dumps it in. Gilmore there to try and dump it out, and he does so. Kings clear the zone. McSorley cross ice pass to Millen. Back to Curry. Well, Curry doesn't look like he's going to shoot. Looking to pass. 43 seconds left to go in the King power play. Robitaille. Curry playing catch. Millen is in the slot. Jari Kurri down deep. Back out to the point to Sador. 28 seconds left in the power play. The rebound. Millen and Felix Potvin is there to cover up. McSorley the shot. Millen the rebound. Potvin the save.
The Leafs not allowing anybody to be open right in front of the goaltender in the slot, so the shot had to be taken from the point. And I don't think the Kings like to do that. They like to have more of the high-quality shots in front. Finally, you see how the middle of the ice is clogged up? You'll see the point shot and a rebound, an actual rebound here. Millen got to it, but not cleanly, and Potvin was able to make the second save. And Potvin look up and around, good save. And one of the few rebounds he's let slip away was there. Todd Gill moved quickly on Corey Millen, and Millen did get the second shot, but not a clean one. He didn't have time.
So the face-off to the left of Potvin in the Toronto zone. The situation is Rouse is in the box for 25 more seconds.
You think of Potvin, you think about his idol, Billy Smith, and he says, yeah, he's my idol. So you think that Potvin may be one of those guys that gets emotionally involved? He just stops the puck. Competitive, man, he's good, he's getting better, and he's 21 years of age.
Corey Millen tries to control, chases after the faceoff. Lefebvre is on it along with Zenzel, and the Leafs clear the zone. That should do it for most of the rest of the power play.
Faceoff kill the Kings power play. I mean, it just flat out kills it. And Toronto's a good squad on the draws.
Bobby Rouse will be out of the penalty box in 4 seconds. The Kings know that, and they just want to prepare for 5-on-5 hockey. Rouse is out. We're at even strength. Zhitnik takes an elbow from McCown. He shoots, and Potvin to save. Zhitnik appeared, and we're going to have another penalty against the Maple Leafs.
High sticking call on McCowan, who tried to stand up and hit Zhitnik. Zhitnik has been bodied by the Leafs all game long. It's called high stick. The elbow was up. Zhitnik fought through the hit to get the shot, and Potvin was there again. It's a high sticking call. McCowan is gone. There's 9:17 to go here. And Burns, the white flag's up. He's not been happy with Don Koharski all game long. Zhitnik, one-on-one. His head's up. He's looking at McCowan. He tries to beat him to the outside. And the cross-check, the stick went right to the side of the head of Zhitnik. I mean, Don Koharski has no choice but to make the call. And I think that Pat Burns, if he sees a replay, perhaps tomorrow, looking at video, may understand why the call was made. McCowan's taller than Zhitnik, but the stick went right across the side of his head.
You know why Burns may be upset? 6 of the last 7 penalty calls by Don Koharski have gone against the home team. That's why.
10 shots on the power play in this game. Game 1, only 3 power play shots by Los Angeles. Tell you, Tom, the Kings have played more in the Toronto zone in this third period in the second half of the game than what they did in game 1. That's one reason you draw penalties.
Another reason your power play doesn't work is you lose faceoffs. The Kings just wasted 15 seconds there getting the puck back into the Toronto zone. Osborne dumps it right back out again. Blake and Sandstrom.
And Pat Conacher getting a chance in the power play, and that's different.
Gretzky out there along with Zhitnik. Gilmore, Rouse, Lefebvre, and Osborne out there to kill the penalty, and another penalty called. This one on Los Angeles. Koharski looks at Pat Conacher. He says, I got you. Could be a slash. In any case, it'll even it up.
Barry Melrose looking on. He's got to be churning on the inside. Conacher having words with Koharski. Gretzky laughing at the call. And it's a slashing call, to be bluntly honest with you. It was back away from where the puck was. The puck was behind the goal, and I didn't see it.
Well, Koharski was in the corner looking cross ice, and he was able to see a lot of the ice surface. Let's see what he saw.
Conacher moving the puck in. He's held up by Lefebvre.
That couldn't have been it.
I'm hoping not.
We're not down there. We can't get into Koharski's head, so we can't comment. But that didn't appear to be a penalty. I'm sure there was something else that happened.
4-on-4. Millen and Granato with Spade for Barry Melrose. The Leafs in a defensive posture with Zezel and Berg opposite those two speedy King forwards.
Millen and Zezel to face it off. Corey Millen dumps it into the Toronto zone. Lefebvre behind his own net. Peter Zezel pulls up. Toronto will have a power play in a minute 13. Essentially, it's 4-on-4 for the next minute 10, and then Toronto will have a short power play. Corey Millen has his stick tied up nicely in his own zone. Blake comes to his rescue. This is Granato. Kings are in onside. Granato's shot is tipped by the stick of Rouse and out of play. 8 minutes, 14 seconds left in regulation time. It is Toronto 2 and the Los Angeles Kings 2. Back to Toronto in a moment. Welcome back to Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. With John Davidson, I'm Tom Mees. 2-2 the score, 8:14 left in the third period. Nobody scores between now and the end of the period, or if the score is tied one way or another at the end of regulation. Yes, friends, it'll be the 23rd overtime of the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. But 8 minutes between now and when we'll have to decide that. Gilmore intercepts a pass in the Kings zone. It's 4-on-4 for the next 36 seconds. And then Toronto will have a power play. Sandstrom to Gretzky. Cross ice to a breaking Thomas Sandstrom. He gets a shot away. He scores! Oh, what a bullet by Thomas Sandstrom.
He was complaining about his sticks prior to the game. He said they're too heavy. He's one of the few players in the league who can release a shot when the puck is near his feet. Way back, most players like the puck way out ahead of them to take the shot. It's 3-2 Los Angeles. Gretzky with the assist, and it's the release of the shot after he breaks through here. Fading away. A short backswing, a top corner shot that absolutely surprises Felix Potvin. Now the puck is back. Little short snap of the shot. Puck's inside the goal post. That fooled everybody in the building. That's a brilliant play by Sandstrom, who's had a quiet series. Gretzky gives it to Sandstrom, who trailed the play. He broke through and just, against the grain, fooled the goaltender with a brilliant, brilliant shot.
Continues to be 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 10 seconds, and Toronto will have a power play. So Thomas Sandstrom, who was under the gun coming into game 2, told by his coach, you don't play well, you're not going to play much. He'll see some ice time. The last 7:14, I'm sure.
Don't see shots like that very often, Tom. You know, in Game 3, as we mentioned, we've chronicled it. In Game 1 of the series, in the third period, the shots were 22-1 in favor of Toronto, and they came back and blew the Kings out. In this third period, Los Angeles has outshot Toronto 9-1 through the first nearly 13 minutes of this third period, a complete reversal.
Friday Night Baseball, those hot Philadelphia Phillies. Hey, if Saunders can root for the Toronto Blue Jays, he'll get a win in for the Phillies. Donnelly the shot into the Toronto zone.
That's what you're going to say Maple Leafs.
Well, that too. No, just kidding, John, just kidding. Todd Gill into the LA zone. Gill along the boards. Doug Gilmour looking to center. He's cut off by Huddy. Doug Gilmour going after the loose puck, but Dave Taylor gets there first. What hustle by Gilmour. 6.5 to go. Dave Taylor wanted to leave a drop pass for Huddy, but Gill takes it away. Andrew Chuck is back on.
I think Dougie Gilmour is feeling the effects of being battered a little bit. He has not had the jump in his legs here in the third period.
Wendell Clark shot. Deflects in front and comes back to center. It's Taylor. Taylor along with Reichel. Dumps in the corner. I don't think you're going to see, because the style the Kings play, and trying to sit on a one-goal lead. I don't think that's their style. Detroit tried it against Toronto. Detroit is sitting home. Rudy has to get a stick out in the crease with Clark crashing to deflect that shot. Gretzky at center. Wayne Gretzky's cross-ice pass. Sandstrom drags a leg, but he doesn't do it well enough offside with 5:51 to go, regulation time.
You're absolutely right talking about styles. It doesn't matter what the score is. The Kings play an aggressive style of hockey. They don't believe in sitting back. It's pressure, pressure, pressure. It's the way the coaching staff thinks. They've gotten Gretzky to conform to their style of play, and it shows. They're here in the third round. Gretzky's talked openly about how they can't play like other teams play, like Pat Burns here with Toronto. We have to play like we have our team styles. It's their attitude to attack, to be aggressive, to apply pressure, and it's led to some good plays at both ends of the ice all throughout the playoffs. Patty Conacher comes back. You'll see him cut to the side and take out Andrew Chuck. Clark is covered and Gilmour is covered. And all 5 Kings were back helping out Kelly Rudy.
Los Angeles doing a better job than they did certainly in the third period of game number 1, taking care of business in their own zone. They're still not a great defensive club. Not a great club, but they're doing a better fundamental job.
After the first portion of the first period, I thought the Kings were just horrendous with their defensive zone play in the first period, but they picked up. Sandstrom made the mistake on the Anderson setup for the second Toronto goal, but he's responded. He's come back and has played pretty well with Gretzky. Bill Berg, I think he's been one of the best Leafs on the ice tonight. And generally, when your checkers are your best players, you don't win that much. You need your best players to be your best players. But Berg has played terrific.
Face off at center, beyond the stick of Felix Potvin. Puck comes loose. Robbie Blake. Gretzky tries to bat it in. Osborne carries out for Toronto. Bill Berg swings and misses, but gets it back. Zensel gets by Rob Blake. Jitnik is there for L.A. Gets it up the boards, but Gretzky can't clear. Leafs putting the pressure onto the Los Angeles zone. Osborne and Zensel. Jitner in there. Blake takes Osborne out and took himself out. He got the worst of that. Rudy has to hug the post. Kings trying to clear from behind the net, and finally the puck comes out loose to center.
The Leafs have punished Jitnik in this game too, Tom. You wonder if that'll have a wearing effect as the series moves along.
Zensel with a blast. The save by Rudy. And McCown sent one through the crease. Here comes L.A. back 3-on-2. Millen and Granato are on side. Gill loses the puck. Donnelly pitching in. Gill gets it back.
That's 3 forwards deep for Los Angeles. They don't hold back.
You are what you are. Felix Potvin with a save. I mean, if you found a style that's gotten you this far, you play it. If you lose, so what?
Every shift, Gilmour's on the ice now with 4:20 to go is a big shift.
Glenn Anderson always dangerous, and Rudy gets the blocker out. That's the guy I'd really be worried about if I was Barry Melrose. The sniping Glenn Anderson, who really can pick the twine with the best of them in the National Hockey League. We'll have a face-off when we come back. 3-2 Los Angeles, and it's getting Visa storyline tonight from Toronto. Tony Granato, a goal and 1 assist. Doug Gilmour, 27 points, leads the entire NHL in playoff scoring. And unlike Game 1, when Toronto outshot LA 22-1, the Kings lead in shots on goal 10-3, John.
Toronto's had the last 2. Kelly Rudy made blocker saves. Mironov, number 15 on the ice for Toronto now, as Pat Burns thinking offense, even though the Leafs here ice the puck. Mironov has the best shot amongst the defensemen.
Oh, Wendell Clark and Darryl Sydor saying hello to each other in the corner.
But Toronto uses 5 defensemen for the majority of the game. Los Angeles talks about it. They'd like to try and wear down the Leaf defenseman as the series moves along. But here, whether it's on a power play, Mironov sees ice time, or in a role such as this, where offense is needed by Toronto, he has a wonderful shot, a tough shot. Pat Burns can see it. This team has not had the energy levels they had in the third period in Game 1. You can see it on his face. One thing about Burns, keep this in mind, and who knows who will win this game. Very seldom, and I mean this definitely, very seldom does his team have 2 questionable games in a row. He has the ability to get his team cranked up for the next game, and we'll see what happens here with 3:50 to go.
We saw that in the Detroit Red Wings series, that's for sure. Out in front, Potvin hugging the post as Robitaille tried to center. Potvin had a little bit of trouble holding it.
Again, just watch Los Angeles in a 1-goal game. They're leading. They will continue to exert pressure in all zones of the ice, no matter where the puck is. It was very graphic to us in the Vancouver series. It didn't matter what the score was. It didn't matter what time of the game it was. They just go. Go, 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 go. That's the coach's belief.
And the torpedoes full speed ahead, right? Basically. Well, you're right. That's Barry Melrose's philosophy. And you have to say it's worked, at least in his first year behind the bench in LA.
Again, that faceoff. Curry pushed the puck ahead into the corner, almost like you're losing the draw. But the 2 forwards, the wingers, Taylor and Robitaille, darted right in. They go right after the puck.
3 minutes, 30 seconds left, regulation time. 3-2 Los Angeles. And Mironov have to wheel around in his own zone behind the forechecking of Dave Taylor. Now they're released to center. This crowd rather pensive at Maple Leaf Gardens, hoping our heroes can tie this up. Or maybe win it in regulation or overtime. Puck comes back behind the King net. It's Darryl Sydor. You won't see the Kings try and clear it up the middle anymore in this game. They're going to play the board game. Don't want to have a giveaway in their own zone. Los Angeles dumps in for a line change. Dmitry Mironov. Borshevsky couldn't control, and Zhitnik to center for Gretzky. He's got Shewchuk. Little Gary Shewchuk, the hero of Game 5 against Vancouver in double overtime.
Gilmore right back on the ice. He's out every second shift now.
Shewchuk is taken down by Ellen. Here comes Anderson. It's onside. Wendell Clark in the slot. Oh, he's wide. He missed the net. That's unusual for Clark. He's usually pretty accurate. Robbie Blake. Oh, Wendell Clark won't have a better opportunity than that.
All he had to do was hit the net. Kelly Rudy was caught to his left, over by the catching glove side, and the wide open side of the net was just yawning at Wendell Clark, and I think Clark shot the puck too hard. He tried to put the puck through the net, through the backboards, and out the building. And in doing so, he lost control of the accuracy of his shot.
Well, you like that double overtime classic in Montreal last night? Tune in for Game 3. Canadians and the upstart Islanders, who are making believers out of a lot of people. Borshevsky, Krushelnyski, Andrechuk, Foligno, they all look on as Zezel goes with Millen with a faceoff. In the King zone, 3-2 LA. Zezel using his glove hand to gain control. Osborne the shot. Rudy had to be quick. Great chance there by Mark Osborne. And icing will be the call again on the Los Angeles Kings.
Take a peek at how Wendell Clark missed the net on the best scoring chance of the third period for Toronto. It's one of the few times there's been somebody open for the Leafs. Gilmore cleared the zone, and there's the shot. It looked like Kelly Rudy was leaning to Gilmore. The shot ricocheted wide, just wide. I think Clark tried to shoot the puck too hard. This is the shot on goal off the face-off. Rudy made sure he stopped it, but the rebound, as you see, got away, and the Kings recovered nicely. That was Millen against Zezel. Finally, the Leafs won the draw. Now with the face-off changing sides to Rudy's left now, Pat Conacher comes out against Zezel. Conacher will try and draw the puck back. Teams still have their timeouts remaining, remember.
2:09 left to go in the third period. Zezel and Conacher.
Zezel said that Conacher is so strong, he's so low to the ground, he's hard to battle on these face-offs.
Conacher controls, leaves it for McSorley. So the Kings, who aren't good as a team on face-offs, win a valuable one right there. McSorley just ragging time behind his own net.
Absolutely no rush. We're under 2 minutes.
The fans getting upset. McSorley just lobs it to center. Here's a breaking Donnelly. He pulls up. Donnelly's got Granato. Well, Granato chasing the corner. He doesn't want to get caught in deep. McSorley at center, dumps it back in. 1:42 and counting. Dave Ellen at center for Toronto. Leafs are onside. Berg at the point. Zezel to Osborne. The backhand. Oh, it's just wide. He had an open net. Rudy was out, and Osborne spun it wide. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, J.D. Al at the shot. Rudy gets a stick on it. Another shot, and Rudy the glove save. No whistle as he drops it right away, and it comes to center. Wow. Now we're nearing the 1 minute mark. You're going to have to watch when Patvak comes out of the goal.
And Gilmore's back on.
Fans cheering here at Maple Leaf Gardens. Last minute of play. Here comes Felix Potvin. He's out of the net. Todd Gill carries in for the Maple Leafs. Behind the King net, Tim Waters around the boards, but Clark holds it in. Anderson for Gilmore. Gilmore sends it into the corner. Todd Gill. Kings intercept it there. Jari Kurri will try and dump it. He doesn't. Todd Gill holds it in. Gilmore controlling. Doug Gilmore trying to wrap around, and the Kings are on top of it for a face-off with 34.7 seconds left.
Todd Gill made a great play to keep the puck in the zone. As Gilmore and Waters discuss life. How's the weather in L.A.? Who knows? Haven't been there. Here we go. Pat Burns put Gill on the ice. Curry tried to move the puck up the boards. It didn't get out. Here's the result of Gill keeping the puck in the zone. And Gilmore set up with the wraparound. He's attacked right away by Waters. And that's a great play. He forced Gilmore to his backhand. He forced Gilmore to making a play quicker than he wanted to. And again, the aggressive play of Los Angeles on Gilmore behind the goal makes a difference. Now, the last face-off, as you see Potvin on the bench on the near side of Kelly Rudy. Rudy's right side was Corey Millen, opposite Zezel. Conacher came on the ice and won the next face-off on the other side. Now we come back, Tom, and Conacher stays on as you see the open net at the other end. Conacher, Gilmore. Here we go.
Gill, Andrechuk, Gilmore, Anderson, McCowan, and Clark. The 6 attackers for Toronto. The face-off to Gill. The shot by McCowan is wide with Gilmore in front. 28 seconds left to go, regulation time. You see the clock in the lower right-hand corner. Loose puck. Anderson off the top of the net. Clark centers it. Taylor intercepts. Dave Taylor will carry to center. He won't just dump it in. It's a 3-on-2. Taylor misses the open net. Oh, my.
Thought he may set up Gretzky. Gretzky's one of the best in the league at open nets.
Under 10 seconds left. McSorley gets there first. It's icing, and it is with 3.5 seconds left. The faceoff will be in the Toronto zone, and the LA Kings have appeared to even this series at 1.
Not appear. It's over. 3.5 seconds to go. It's 1-1 this series. A breakout pass from the Toronto zone that was missed, and McSorley outraced Gilmore. Gilmore threw the body check on McSorley, but McSorley touched the puck. The series is tied at 1. And it's been two different third periods that have made the difference in this series. McSorley has the step. Now watch him put the body in front of Gilmore. He'll take the hit to touch the puck. He knows it's over. Gilmore's frustrated, and Ray Scapanello, the linesman, does a good job to jump in. Pat Burns, I guarantee you, his team will regroup.
Coming up next on ESPN, Major League Baseball from Dodger Stadium, where I imagine some Kings fans are in attendance. Going to be happy at the outcome of this game. And Todd Gill shows his frustration. Los Angeles wins the game. The series even at 1, headed for Inglewood.
And this game ends quietly. The players separate nicely. Don Kaharski has some garbage thrown in his direction. You know, a lot of cities get bad raps for throwing stuff on the ice. They're just as bad right here.
All right, the final score tonight from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The LA Kings 3, Toronto Maple Leafs 2. For John Davidson, I'm Tom Mees. The series is even at 1. We'll see you Friday night from Inglewood with Game 3. Major League Baseball is up next. Good night, everyone.